Welcome back to Suburban Ford 7 Sports Cave. I wanted Jeff Rieger to be able to take a shot at the basketball hoop, but they don't want to do the upstairs camera because the producer camera. Oh, there it is. Now you can take a shot.
There we go.
There we go.
No
pressure.
There it is.
No
pressure.
pressure.
No pressure. Money!
Oh.
Get it!
Oh! That was very nice.
Oh, please tell me you got that one.
That was really good. That was very good. Mike Foss is in the control room, and he's probably still basking in the glory of Jeff Rieger's most recent shot here. There he is! There he is!
Right.
How's Twitter looking today on Easter
You could
Sunday,
try
Mike?
that 100 times and not do that again. Did you call bank on that?
He did call that. He did call that.
I think that's the first time somebody's made one on here. I think that's the first one.
No pressure at all.
I think he's the first one. Congratulations.
Back to the show next time.
All right, well, let's go ahead and jump into Twitter with the Tigers and the Pistons and the Red Wings, all topics of conversation this morning. We start off with Calvin talking about the Tigers. It's not the players, it's management. What happens if they start slow? Robbie says, if the Red Wings miss the playoffs, time to clean house, fire Holland, fire Blashill, which might be a little premature after one season. Chris with talking about the Pistons, Andre Drummond. Is Andre Drummond worthy of being a max contract player? Terrence providing one possible answer to that question. Wouldn't give Andre a max deal. Wish we had DeMarcus Cousins instead, guys.
Oh, I don't know about that. I think that's DeMarcus Cousins has shown that, to me, he's a cancer of a team. He's very talented, but he's an individual talent that will individually do his individual thing. Stan Van Gundy is building a team, and he would not fit the mold.
Yeah, DeMarcus Cousins to me is almost like Halle Berry. You can kind of look from afar and see all the beauty there and all the talent, but there's a lot of baggage that goes along with that. And I love Halle Berry as much as you can. Anyway.
Still trying to figure that out. So DeMarcus Cousins is Halle Berry.
But there's issues that go along with that. And Andre Drummond, again, anything you say with him, it has to go along with the tagline. He's only 22. Mm-hmm. He hasn't really developed into who he's going to be. He might not be worth a max contract. He may not have earned it.
Time out. 59 double-doubles. Leads
61.
He leads the NBA in double-doubles. Come on, that's max contract money.
Right, but that's, again, he might not shoot free throws, and free throws aren't worth max contract money if you're talking that. It's about what he does on the court. He's a double-double machine. He's only 22. In 3 years, he's going to be worth every single penny of that, and I don't think you can chip that.
I agree with Rod, though. I think he is worth a max contract. I think he'll get a max contract. With that being said, I will gladly take the baggage that Halle Berry has, and DeMarcus Cousins, too, because I really like him. You know, you keep thinking with Cousins, is it just as easy as a scenery change? If it is, make that scenery here in Detroit.
It would be an interesting addition. I still think that they draft somebody who fits the mold of what they're looking for in the team. But that first tweet, I want to get to that. I do think that it's very important for the Tigers to get off to a good start. Do you guys agree with that?
Yeah, absolutely. And again, molding and putting this thing together, what's going to hinder that a little bit is the injuries that they're going to have to work through before they can really get into any kind of good groove.
Well, what better start than to start with the Marlins for 2 games? So life is good there, obviously, but you're right. I mean, I think the pressure's on Ausmus and the Tigers. If they start slow, what does Al Avila do with the skipper?
162-0. Tigers are going to win them all this year. I'm just kidding. That's totally not what's going to happen. What is going to happen is we're going to talk about Jim Harbaugh and his antics, not only on Twitter, but his cheering family fiasco. Jeff's got a lot of thoughts on it, so we want to share them with you on this Easter Sunday before you head off on your Easter egg hunt. So join us after this quick message for the final segment of the Suburban Ford 7 Sports Cave. Stay with us. All right, welcome back to the final segment of the Suburban Ford 7 Sports Cave. We got to talk about Jim Harbaugh because once again, he's making news for non-football related things. Take a look at this picture of Jim and his brother John at the Sweet 16 game between Indiana and who did they play? Or it was the Kentucky game, wasn't it?
Kentucky,
yeah.
North Carolina.
North Carolina, that's what it was. Yeah, he's wearing a Indiana shirt in support of his brother-in-law, who's Tom Crean, the head coach. You take exception to this. I think it's a no-story, non-story.
Of course you do, because you're like everybody else, and you don't think it's a big deal. I personally, I think it's a huge deal. When you're the face of Michigan football, under no exception should you be going and wearing Indiana clothes, other Big Ten clothing. I mean, let's be honest. Okay, so there was the game against Indiana where the Hoosiers went on a 25-0 run at Chrysler Center. It was the day before signing with the Stars. And what did Jim Harbaugh do? He went into Tom Crean's locker room at the half. And everybody's like, well, it's his brother-in-law. No, it's because he's Jim Harbaugh and nobody will ever criticize the guy. It's weak. You don't go into the other guy's locker room and you don't wear Indiana clothes when you're the head coach at Michigan. How would it be be? How would it be, right? I know you're laughing at me, but how would it be if Tom Crean replaced
least you
Thad?
know.
How would it be if Tom Crean replaced Thad Matta at Ohio State? You think Jim Harbaugh is going to go there and
Yes.
wear a Buckeye shirt?
Because Jim Harbaugh doesn't care.
That's weak. Well, that's weak.
But that's the truth.
That's weak. Show John Beeline some respect.
Jim Harbaugh has zero chill for any of y'all. He doesn't care. If he doesn't wear a shirt, you criticize him. If he wears an Indiana shirt, you criticize him. You just bit the bait. That's what he wants you to do. He wants you to care, and you did it.
Oh, I just think it's weak. I think it's really weak, personally. And I also think it's a big kick in the gut to John Beeline. John Beeline doesn't have a gut. He's far better shape than me. But I also think too that Harbaugh's a Bo guy, and Bo didn't give a darn about basketball either. So Jim's just doing the same thing.
You don't think Bo would have been on Twitter just trying to criticize Ohio State's AD for saying anything that could be remotely construed as talking about Michigan?
That part is different. But Patrick Beeline actually tweeted at Jim Harbaugh when Michigan beat Indiana in the Big Ten tournament and said, "Hey Jim, where is the shout out?"
Small fish. Doesn't matter.
Look, there's the tweet.
It's soft.
Anyways, we're running out of time. Have a happy Easter out there. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.